Welcome to your C News. I'm your anchor Eli, this is my co-anchor Zion, and our reporter today is Oliver, and our news director is Gio. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2024. It is a week 1, day 1. Stay tuned for today's announcements. To kick off I Love to Read Month, Miss Clearing's 3rd grade class read books to their buddies in Miss Pickens' class. Let's look at some pictures. Over to you for the shoutout, Zion.
Thanks, Eli. Shout out to Miss Drench's class. They earned 100 party points. Way to go. Shout out to Steven in Miss Kimball's room. He correctly answered 100 division facts in 5 minutes. Wow. Shout out to the Wolf Den. Mr. Wolf is proud of all of you for working so hard on your health presentations. Keep it up, Wolf Pups. Shout out to Mr. Witzky for shaking off all the Taylor Swift references. We knew you were trouble when you walked in, but we definitely don't have bad blood. In our wildest dreams, we couldn't imagine a media specialist with as much style as you. It's a cool summer when we have to go say goodbye to June, July, and August. We've got a blank space, Mr. Witzky, and we'll totally write your name in it. Now over to Oliver for the birthdays.
Thank you, Zion. This week's birthdays include Vivi in Miss Callan's class, Malik in the Wolf Den, Ellie in Miss Pickens' class, Hamanshi in Miss Hayes' class, Odie in Miss Gentry's class, Lena and Leo in Miss Kimball's class, and Noah and Tristan in Miss Kreiffel's class. Head on down to the office for your birthday pencil. Now over to Zion for the lunch menu.
Thank you, Oliver. Today's lunch is plain chicken patties or spicy chicken patties and tater tots with a side of baby carrots. Now over to Oliver for the weather forecast.
Thanks, Zion. Today's weather should be a high of 50 and a low of 31 degrees, mild with some sun. Please stand for our pledge.
Today's pledge is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, C staff and students. Mr. Witzky here. And as I'm sure you all know by now, I Love to Read Month is well underway. And what I want to do today is I want to share something with you. And I want to send a challenge out to all of my fellow teachers and staff members here at C. And what I'd like for you all to do is take some time and record a video with Mrs. Fritz, with me, to share what got you interested in reading. What's your reading story? What made you want to become a great reader? And so I thought, to set a good example, I will start off with my story. And my story kind of has 3 parts that I'm going to share with everybody really quickly. And the first thing is, when I was a kid, my parents both read a lot. My dad read the newspaper and my mom read books and things, and they always read to me when I was a kid, especially before I could read at all. So they were a very important part of me becoming interested and loving reading. The second thing is, when I was a first grader at Neal Elementary School, which is, yes, it's in our district, when my teacher would bring us down to the library and we'd do book checkout, I would always head right for the Dr. Seuss shelf. So I would check out a couple of Dr. Seuss books every time we had book checkout, and then I'd take them home, and my parents would read them to me. Later on, I'd read them too. And those were the books that I chose almost every time. I probably checked out The Cat in the Hat about 20 times. I don't know how many. I lost count. So Dr. Seuss was a big part of me getting interested in reading. And the last thing, when I was in elementary school, probably first, second, third grade, I had a friend, and he and I would spend some time reading comics. And I had a whole bunch of comics, and I got interested in comic books. And my friend and I especially liked to read a comic book called G.I. Joe. And G.I. Joe was written by a man named Larry Hama, who also did superhero comics like Wolverine and things. So those G.I. Joe comics, I had such a fun time reading them. I learned a lot of vocabulary from them, and I loved Larry Hama's stories. So he was a really important part of me staying interested in reading when I was like in elementary school and upper elementary grades. So I have to shout out to my parents, Dr. Seuss, and Larry Hama. Those were the people that really influenced me to become a reader. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope that all of you teachers and staff members out there will take some time and share your stories with us over the coming weeks. Thank you so much.
Today we are interviewing one of our awesome C staff members. What is your name and job here at C?
I am Tord. Tord.
How long have you worked at C?
Tord.
I am sleepy.
What do you
No,
like
no.
best about your job here at C?
Being Tord. Tord stares longingly into the distance,
Thank
showing
you for
his
being on
butt
our
to
show.
the camera.
Thank you for being on our show.
I am
The
Tord.